Blessed love, my family. Tell me, are you satisfied with the level of African history, heritage, and culture provided to our children in this system that we live in? I didn't think so. Well, we here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge has the solution for this dilemma. We offer a 10-month international certified homeschool program that offers African heritage and history as well as the intriguing science called astronomy. Our classes are sent out daily in the form of to-the-point and exciting videos prepared for the young ones in mind. You, the parent, will be astonished at the knowledge they retain, and both yourself and your young ones will feel great pride when receiving the well-deserved certificate. But hold on, there is more. This 10-month program usually goes for $50 a month or $300 for the full course. But for a limited time until the 27th day of September, which is Maskel, we will be offering the homeschool courses for only, listen to this, $30 per month, or, hear this my family, $200 for the full course. This is an investment that will definitely benefit yourself and your young ones. To sign up today, just email us at priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Now that is priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed love.
And we definitely give thanks, as always, to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Blessed love to each and every one that has now stepped into the tiger's nest. It is a joy, all humility. We welcome you into such a zone. The Honorable Priest Isaac here with you at this time. And, it is also a moment of celebration. Yes, it is a heart of celebration. We are actually into that season that you just heard us speaking about a moment ago, Maskel. And in a few moments, we'll be taking a look at a Maskel celebration involving Emperor Haile Selassie I. And what I really wanted to speak about is, Rastafari and the whole concept of the cross. I know I've done a video about it. And in a sense, my family, this is just a celebration moment. No grand debate. I just wanted to speak about it. Just wanted to touch base with the family as well. Just wanted to reach out with, to each and every one. I know for sure one may not be seeing us as often as you would like to. We're doing so many things behind the scenes. And I'm not just speaking of the Institute's website and of course Radio Anu, but many, 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 many different things, even on domestic level, personal level, and so many different things. But we're just giving thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. And of course, as I said, as it relates to Radio Anu, you could definitely always find us on Radio Anu. We're talking about the international flavor, the universal spice. And to get to Radio Anu, all you have to do is come through priestisaacinstitute.com, priestisaacinstitute.com, and you definitely will touch base with us. And of course, I will just give you a little, run up on what is taking place there on the website. But let me just say also, you just heard us speak of Maskel, the 27th day of September, which is the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ. And you would have heard us actually, speak of the special offer that we had that would have ended on the 27th day of September, which is today, at least as it relates to the recording of this program. You may be seeing it after the 27th, you may be seeing it the 28th or the 29th. But as it relates to that special for the International Homeschool, whatever day it is, you can still actually take advantage as such of that special. So the special will continue, meaning that it has not gone back to the ordinary price as such, but we are keeping that for a limited time, and we will tell you when. So you still have an opportunity, at least if you desire. As I said, we're talking about not a course, you know, it is a home school program that is valued for an academic year. Just for clarity, just so you may not, you know, so you fully understand what it is that we're offering here. We have some courses that we will be bringing up very soon, as I said already, in ARCHAEOASTRONOMY and of course in Rastafari studies. But this is a homeschool program. You get the program every day. Every day you get a different video from ourselves directly highlighting the subject area. And the two subject areas that we deal with is astronomy and our African heritage and history. You comprehend. And again, this is a program that will last you up to 10 months every single day. And of course, we have activities that we do ask the young ones and the not too young ones to do as well. And I always say, especially when it comes to the African heritage, I'm just putting my chalice together. When it comes to the African heritage aspect of it, if you really want your child to have an appreciation for the Afrocentricity, I personally, if I do say so myself, recommend this international homeschool program for sure with them. Myself, my young one, the prince and the princess, they get in the Kiswahili, they get into know all their true African heroes. Of course, they're learning the stars, every planet, the makeup of the planets, the moon of the star, of the planets, and the makeup of the moon, and so many different things, and the same knowledge that we have, you know, that adults feed on. We give it back to them in baby food style. Trust me, take it from me. But my brothers and sisters, no long talking on that. All you have to do is email us and we will send you samples. You could just ask for a sample. That's it. Say, hey, I'd like to see a sample of one of the programs that you will be sending to my child. Let me just get an idea. Although we have a few on the YouTube, but email us, right? You can just come to the Institute. Our email is right there on the Institute. It's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. We should send you samples. We could send you the brochure again, you know, give you more information. For example, just as you see here, you get a good understanding of exactly what will be happening when you sign up for this course. As I said, it was to have come to an end on the 27th day of September, but we are definitely, you know, fully prolonging that. So email us. You can email us now, specifically even while we're going through the program. Just go on the website, visit the website, priestisaacinstitute.com. Let me just say blessed love also, you know, to the one Honorable Prophet Daniel. We're talking about African Liberation Network. Give thanks for such mighty works going on throughout the earth as well. Give thanks for the brethren Ija Star, you know, even in the UK, you know, quaking and shaking as well and fulfilling such works and all ones of right, you know. Give thanks to Akoma the Dread as well, who is doing his works as well, my Lord Isern, you know, touching and going through the earth. Thanks to the Honorable Priest Westmore, 77 redeemed. Give thanks for our loved ones, you know, even ones within the realms of righteousness, those who are cutting and clearing, you know, our loved ones and our family ones that I must definitely reach out to. Let me even touch Raspure. Yes, Raspure, I still have and need your date again as it relates to the astronomy and touching base with Joel and the whole Fidel family as well, in full love and royalty, and Sister Tiffany and family in full love and royalty, and the Queen in full love and royalty, and all ones in righteousness who definitely, you know, stay close to the word sound. And just blessed love to the family. You don't know how we defend it. It's love that we're dealing with. So today is Maskel, the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ. You know, enough Rastaman bun cross and bun Bible, and you know the whole works. Because what is the cross all about? Well, you know, what we know of the cross, you know, Christ was crucified on the cross and nailed up on the cross and died and rose back up and the fullness. So we say, well, hey, we didn't really deal with that cross, not even Christ, but the Jesus story and the cross. So I mean, I ain't not doing nothing with the cross. But now, as I was saying, even in the previous discussion there, because we tend to use Jesus and these fellas here as the standard, like the measuring stick. So we tend to take the emperor and anybody else, whoever it is. That's why people like Malcolm X, and so they were good, but they failed the godhood because they didn't live up to the standard of Jesus, you know. So to many of us, and we must be honest, Haile Selassie live up to the standard of Jesus and the biblical God, you know, and these different things. Yeah, I just have to say it how I say it. I know a lot don't like it. You know, people say I dissing God. I was reading a thing, a man said, man, I need to stop dissing God. I say, what does that mean? But I don't want to go too far into that right now. But, you know, at the same time, I think we should take our time and listen properly, you know, especially when the speaker, you know, goes to great pains to make sure his message is very clear from all angles, you know. But at the same time, still, as I said, it's a celebration moment. And we're going to be looking at a celebration, Maskel, 1955 it is, and the 25th year of the anniversary of the coronation of Haile Selassie I. And Maskel, for those who may not know, is the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ. You check it. So on Maskel, what you have is, what happened is that the story says, listen to this story here, that Queen Helena, now this Queen Helena is actually the mother of Emperor Constantine. And she lit 3 bonfires. And these 3 bonfires, the smoke of these 3 bonfires led her and her entourage to Jerusalem, to the place where a certain amount of the remnants of the cross of Christ was found. And, or maybe the cross of Christ itself was found. And if I'm not mistaken, legend says that Ethiopia has taken charge of some aspect of that cross of Christ. I've never seen no one display it. I don't know, but I've heard of that. But anyway, the point is, remember, this is Queen Helena now, Constantine's mother. Emperor Constantine, the person who basically invented Christianity, or Christendom to be more specific. And his mother lit 3 fires, and the smoke of these fires led them to where the cross that Jesus was crucified on. Now, there's so many things within that whole story there. You know, first of all, you got to be a part of the concept that there was a Jesus that was crucified on a cross, specifically in Jerusalem too, around the area where they found it, even before you gather, you know, the rest of the story. And even if you believe that, you still have to now go into the realms of Queen Helena lighting 3 fires, and the fire just happened to, the smoke from all the way in Istanbul, Constantinople, the smoke went all across. How far does it have to go? Across the Mediterranean, wherever, however far it has to go far. Going into the Levant, down to Jordan, past Syria, to reach into Palestine, modern day Jerusalem, where the smoke, I guess, hover around the area, and somebody went and dig it up and said, we have found the cross of our Lord. That's the type of story there. So the Ethiopians do celebrate the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ. And the story that I just explained is basically the story that's attached to it. But me personally, I refuse to believe that the ancient Ethiopians do not understand the high science behind all of these things, even the concept of the crust, and even the concept of the Maskel. And Gabriel Maskel is Lalabella himself, who built the rock church of St. George, Gerogis, you know, which was built in the same formation of the cross itself, the formation of the cross, which is the Maskel. But anyway, before we go into too much heavy reasoning, let us just take a look at this video here. And this is courtesy of Binaim. Binaim, let me get his name straight for credit. Binaim Herut History Channel. Lot of documentary and these different things as it relates to Emperor Haile Selassie I. All right, let's go straight into it.
Every year in September, an enchanting ceremony is enacted in the palace grounds. It is the Festival of the Cross, the Maskel Festival. The ceremony revolves around ancient and biblical history connected with the true cross of Christ. The priests pray for God's blessing and for the well-being, strength, and health of the emperor in the coming year. In high symbolism, the Abuna presents floral crosses. The spiritual dances and songs of the priests provide the setting for this festive ceremony. The religious and historic background is revealed at the main Maskel festival, which marks both the end of the rainy season and the beginning of the Ethiopian New Year. The whole population turns up with long sticks and crosses of flowers to symbolize the blossoming of the countryside and the discovery of the true cross by the Empress Helena. It has been prophesied that the cross of Christ shall come to Ethiopia. In the middle of the square, as in all other towns and villages, a pile of logs, a damara, is built up. The Archbishop gives his benediction, and, led by the priests, the Emperor and all dignitaries walk 3 times round the damara. of thousands of inhabitants are already waiting in their white shemas on the edge of the square. They have come in groups from every quarter of the town.
Basically, you could see the level of reverence that is kept, number one, for the event. As you could see, the emperor in general, a very central part of this celebration as well. And as you could see on the religious aspect, and even showing himself there as the political leader, of course, as well, churchical leader too. Very interesting. The great St. George really manifested into flesh. So the celebration, and you heard for yourself the explanation that was given, that it was prophesied that the cross of Christ would come to Ethiopia. And again, that is in somewhat of, that is in relation to the cross again that was discovered by Emperor Constantine's wife, not his wife, his mother, Queen Helena. And she brought this cross, well, not to say she brought it, but she discovered it after lighting the bonfire. And the bonfire left from Turkey and went all the way to Jerusalem, where the bonfire would have laid over the spot where she would have discovered the cross of Christ. And as I said at the beginning, some aspect of this cross of Christ, if not all of it, would have returned to Ethiopia. I cannot give you where the relic of this is housed, if it's museum or what, but that is a part of the legend. So it's a very serious thing. And I like to bring these subjects to the forefront, you know, sometimes they're provocative because ones would like to, highlight Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I. This is why I'm highlighting he's a central part of this whole ceremony that is taking place. An individual that will consider themselves a follower of Haile Selassie I. Number one, many ones disassociate themselves, for example, with biblical narrative and scripture, or maybe look at it on a different level than what you would believe according to history Haile Selassie's outlook of the very same thing would be. For sure, the cross. Many disassociate themselves from the cross, so that's why you would hear one say, so why wear a cross around your neck? If they killed your savior in an electric chair, would you wear an electric chair around your neck? And they do have that, there's a pendant for the record company Death Row. I think it's a fella in an electric chair. So some fellas that have that gold plated and silver plated and diamonds in it, and so electric chair around the neck. Yeah, what a way to go, eh? So yes, but so that's really the argument, that it's a symbol basically of death, of murder. And those who are historians would also bring up the fact that this is a technique, if a technique is the word, that was used as it relates to torture, in that ancient time. The cross. Many historians would argue that the cross really, the way they portrayed in the movies and the storybook, it was really the opposite way. The cross was upside down and the person was hung upside down. And again, this is just from the mouth of different historians, but it is a real means of torture. Just like when they broke the slaves, as they call them, on the wheel. Speak of King Court or Prince Class from right here in Antigua. The history says that they broke him on the wheel. What does breaking him on the wheel is? Well, it's a mechanism built like a wheel, but not fully together, but detached. And when you crank it up, it moves in such a way. Remember, the man is tied onto it, like if he tied onto a big wheel, and it starts to move and turn and churn in whatever way, so that the muscles and the bones just start to pulling him apart. So you're breaking the person on a wheel. So these are means of torture. They have all sorts of ways of torture, you know, especially European upon European. Even things we do like thumbs up, and so thumbs up is a means of torture. The man would wrap a wire around your thumb, both of your thumbs, and hang it from the ceiling and have you tiptoe and just leave you in the cage and go and come. Even police do these things in certain places, you know, as a means of torture. You know, the thumbs up technique, thumbs up, yeah. Sometimes we have to be careful, the barrel of laughs. All these phrases that we use, they come from some strange, you know, sick mentality vibes that make black people have to. We had to run to a barrel and laugh, because if they see you laughing, they will want to lynch you. So you get a good, sweet, you know what I mean, a real Eddie Murphy thing, a good Richard Pryor. You can't just laugh that day. You have to go into a bucket or something and then let that go. And now we're talking about a barrel of laughs. You know, so just showing you still a little side thought, really, but just still everything is still on the same subject, how the mentality works and the things that we say and the phrases that we use. So breaking you on the wheel, you know, hanging you on the cross, trials and crosses, it's basically the same thing, you know, hanging you and all of these things. They're different. I'm still saying techniques, but they're ways and means of torture, and in some cases to lead into a very slow death. You even have a chance to say, okay, I give up, it's me, you know, and they can maybe bring it. You'll be crippled for life, but at least you'll be still around. So that's the idea of the cross. You know, in the few moments I went through that, some people have taken time and put a lot of thought into it and have disassociated themselves from things like that, you know, and the cross is seen as a very religious symbol, really. So this is why an individual, even though they may wholeheartedly hold on to Haile Selassie, they have their reason for it, and they can explain themselves out of why they do not associate themselves even with the cross. And as I said, you know, it's mystic, eh? When you have, and I'm freestyling a bit here, so there's not too many different things. In fact, let me just show you one thing here. But when you observe, you must admit, the Ethiopian rendition, pardon me, of the cross, no one has as much variation and versions of the cross or the Maskel as Ethiopia. Now, that's very, very important. It is not just the regular stuff that we used to see in church, the 2x4 running one way and the 2x4 running the other way across it, and you get the X. But the Ethiopian have, you know, well, where's mine? Look at the different, and this is a simple outlook here. And of course, sometimes you have crosses on the end and many different designs, and some of the crosses are in circle. Some look like the ray of the sun, you know, some just beautiful in their adornment, you know. So at the same time, when you observe how it is set, that the Ethiopian cross again has a different vibration, even from the regular Christian cross, the regular, as it's called, that which looks like the thing that was used for torture. Even in ancient Kemet, the symbol that we call the cross as well. You also see it on the oldest religious writings. I mean, I'm talking about the pyramid text of Unas, the oldest religious writings. You actually see the symbol that we call the cross. So that means the cross as a symbol didn't begin with Jesus or even with the Roman Empire and with torture. Very importantly, maybe it was not called a cross. I'm not talking about the ankh. I'm talking of the same symbol that once referred to as the Tor, which is the T, which looks like a cross. It's not a symbol of torture. It's not a symbol of killing. It is not a symbol of mayhem, at least not when seen in the pyramid text of Unas. Okay, very important. In fact, even at this time of the year, even like now, it's about 4 going into the afternoon here. So the constellation known as the Southern Cross itself was actually out for the day. And I will just give you a little quick look on how the Southern Cross looks in the heavens. Okay, there it is. You should be seeing that clearly. Yes, there it is. That's the Southern Cross, a very, very beautiful constellation. Very neat, very nice. You see it in the background because this software that I'm using, I myself personally made the day sky look like the night sky so you could see it clearly. You see, that's the day sky, but I'm making it look like the night sky. So the Southern Cross itself is out even at this moment, the little cross. And the mystic about the cross here now, it is a southern circumpolar star. And now there are 2 crosses in the heavens. You have the Southern Cross, and you have another cross known as the False Cross. And the False Cross is in a constellation known as the Ship. Very interesting, eh? There's a big constellation that's coming over the horizon here, known as the Ship. It looks like a big ship. And inside of the big ship, there is what appears to be a cross. In fact, many people actually mistake the Southern Cross with the False Cross. So when they see the False Cross, some people would say, hey, look, the Southern Cross there. But it's not the Southern Cross, it's the False Cross. Because this False Cross have the ability to make the untrained eye believe that it is the real cross. I wonder if you're following me. Nobody fall asleep here, no man. This is some serious stuff here. The 19th Psalm, tell me if you believe. The heavens declare the glory of God. The firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. So I'm telling you, I have some speech here, some knowledge that I could pass to you as it relates to what is being said in the heavens. Now, I'm saying any stargazer, for sure, any even amateur astronomer looking through a telescope will tell you that one of the more outstanding, neat constellations is the Southern Cross. Very bright, very easy to be seen, and also every time you see it, it brings a joy to your heart, just the way that it's set. It's unique because it is a circumpolar constellation and a southern circumpolar, the most popular of the southern circumpolar stars. Those who would sail the South Pacific and Atlantic in the days, just like ones follow the North Star, it is the Southern Cross, pardon me, the Southern Cross that they would be following to even navigate them as it relates through the southern part of the globe. So it's a very important constellation. And I'm showing you theologically now how it stands. If you notice, the star known as Epsilon is to the left side of the cross. You see it here? Epsilon is right to the left side of the cross. The False Cross, which looks similar to the Southern Cross, a little bit bigger, and its lead has its fifth star is on its right side. I want you to hear me good, eh? That's how you could differentiate against both of these constellations. The False Cross, both crosses have 4 main stars that form the cross. Both crosses have 4 main stars that form the cross. All right. And each cross
have a fifth star that is outstanding. It's called the fifth bleeding womb. All right. So the fifth bleeding womb, if you can recall, according to the allegory, when Christ was on the cross, the fellas now took a spear and stabbed him in his side, where water and blood gushed out. That was the fifth bleeding wound that the Messiah bore on the cross in the story. Now, the right side, this is deep, the right side science. Remember, the right side controls, the left brain controls the right side of the body. The right brain controls the left side of the body. The left side, as we call it, that's why we call it left, because we have left it behind. It's the spiritual side of the human goody. This so-called left side is the spiritual side. Most of the muscles of the heart, which is a central thing really, but it's more on the so-called left side. So we refer to this side as the right side, which obviously is going to subconsciously put somewhere in your mind, whether you agree with it or not, that the other side is the wrong side. It's not the right side, W-R-I-G-H-T. It's the right side, R-I-G-H-T. Okay. But it's still the right side, W-R-I-G-H-T, because that's the side you write with your right hand. People ask if you're right-handed or left-handed. You're a human being, you are both-handed. The horse uses all four of its legs, it's four-footed. The bird is two-winged. There's no left-wing bird and right-wing bird, only in politics. So the bird, the everything, the ant, everything, every antenna is right antenna and not left antenna. No, only human beings keep up that kind of foolishness because we have been trained. And I'm not telling you what I've read in a slavery book. I'm telling you what I've seen in school. Children would get licks for writing with their so-called left hand. You know what I mean? No disrespect. Some old granny that, you know what I mean, the second generation of a slavery, still keeping up the savage sort of way of dealing with little children. Beat you because they can't count to 10 and these kind of madness. You know, I've seen children being whipped for writing with their so-called left hand. So you could see it was coming from somewhere. Rockefeller and the crew, it coming from somewhere, that as much as possible, make sure that these Negroes here write with their right hand. Make they use their right hand. You can hardly throw balls. Some of us with our left hand is as if it's stiff. Because you were taught you didn't evolve it or develop it. There's a reason for this. Is a point I'm making. There's a reason for this. See, Bobo Shanti bless. Bobo Shanti just bless. See, a hand flat like this, and we put it on our heart and we bless. My man say, hey, I see the Freemason do that. But I did a whole video where I show everything. This is how the Bobo Shanti salute. Look, watch it here. This is how the Bobo Shanti salute. Just so, not. This is how the Bobo Shanti salute. And in the Freemasonic book, you see them same how you see and I salute, you know. But, hear me good, is the right hand that they're using. This is the right hand world. Everybody salute with right hand. Everybody salute with right hand. Everybody salute with their right hand. Everybody. It's King Emmanuel order alone. It's King Emmanuel order alone. You just check the maths properly, you know. It's King Emmanuel order alone that puts strong emphasis on this left side of the body. When we bless with our left hand. Anybody come blessing with their right hand, you can see they're not fully initiated yet. They say, no, my Lord, we don't bless with that hand, we bless with the article hand, because that's what we call it. We call it left hand, but we're not left in it nowhere. We bless with the article hand, my Lord, my Lord. Or when we wear our badges, as we call them, guidances, they go on the left side first. Is when that side full of it, you start to put them on the right side. Yeah, left side, is, as they call it, the article side, is very important. Even when we're on the altar and we turn, it's pure to the article. That's why when you see some man turning back to the right, they lick up the seed. You know, it's just overstanding. It's a science. It's like the dervish, the Muslim dervish that do the spinning dance. All of it is science, the Black Christ order again. You know, so again, we salute with that article hand, while the Masons, whatever you think you see them doing, you could see it is the flip side of it. So the science, so even within our order, that science is already hidden and coded. It's just for those of us to pick it up and follow it. So I'm showing you now in the heavens, you have the Southern Cross, the great Southern Cross. Nobody know too much about no false cross, but the false cross would sneak in and distract them. Let me check it. The false cross is down here. This is the ship. All of this is the ship. So it's very close to the Southern Cross. Look at the beauty of the Southern Cross. And the difference is that the fifth bleeding wound of the Southern Cross is on the left side. That is the code. Because you see, the cross of Christ shall come to Ethiopia. I totally agree with that. What do you mean you agree with that, priest? So you believe that story there about Queen Haile and lighting fire and finding Jesus Christ? I never said I into that. I said I am totally with the cross of Christ, the wood. It's a deep thing, man. It leads you back to the plant, you know, the wood. The cross is a wood. For those of you who study occult and metaphysics, you're supposed to be able to just slide with me from here on, clearly understanding what I'm saying. The cross represents the wood, the same wood that Moses took when the waters of Marah, the bitter waters, the waters was bitter and nobody could drink the water. And Moses took a tree and threw the tree into the bitter water and the water became sweet. The tree represents Christ. The wood, the piece of wood, the log, you know, turn the water sweet. You know, the branch, the stem that shall come from Jesse, the seed of David, you know, all of these things, the stem of Jacob, the branch of this, the root and offspring of David is a tree, the tree of life. As we mentioned the other evening there on the Tiger's Nest, hey, make sure you tune into the Tiger's Nest this evening, you know, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right on a radio annual. So I'm talking about the Priest Isaac's Institute website, and lock in. All the links, of course, is in the description below. So make sure it's a staple thing. Eh? The Tiger's Nest International Radio Program tonight at 7, Tuesday at 7, Wednesday at 7, Thursday at 7. And we'll talk about some other things when we get there. But since I was there, I just had to bring that in. But the tree, the wood, you know, very important. It's symbolic of the Messiah. So the Christ itself, even though there's a Christ put on the cross, but the cross itself is a symbol of the Christ. Even though there's a Christ put on the cross, but the cross itself is a symbol of the Christ. So when that prophecy says that the cross of Christ will come to Ethiopia, of course, it's the same thing like the Ark of the Covenant. They say the Ark of the Covenant shall put on flesh. They say the Ark of the Covenant, according to the Kebra-Nagas, shall become a king. The Kebra-Nagas, the last king to sit upon the throne of King Solomon, the Kebra-Nagas. I don't know how people could be talking about this holy book, Kepler and August, and still overlook such key points. You understand? But it's not as if the Ark of the Covenant transformed into a person, but a person shall come. That is the fulfillment of the full dynamics, even down to the size of the Ark of the Covenant. We've done, lectures specifically highlighting that. So the Ark shall come and put on flesh. And in the same way, the cross of Christ, which is Haile Selassie the first. What are you talking about? That previous chalice talk that we did with the emperor, and we were highlighting the footsteps of Haile Selassie. If you haven't seen it, you should take your time and go and check it again, when we really showed you the true passion of Christ. Mel Gibson, and no disrespect, have anything, and that's the real passion of Christ. The movie The Passion of Christ, where they have the man well beat up with barbed wire and all that kind of thing. It was just a horror film, Yeah, horror movie. Stephen King could write a book with that one there. But the reality of the emperor, you heard from the lady that was saying as a little nanny, she could remember, even at a young age, the emperor and the family listening to the theater of war on the gramophone or whatever it was, the device. And she could see the tears rolling down as he would listen, and the tears falling on already damaged hands from battle. Yeah, testifying. One other, lady as well testifying, the king coming to her family's movie theater to again watch films now. As it relates to the war, you get a good understanding of the position that the emperor had or was in, even financially, during such time, with such heavy levels of responsibility upon him. We all know it's not a man that's, oh, well, at least I get out of there. We all, obviously, unless you're just a hater, we all know that the emperor is a man that loves his people, with his people. So heavy was the head that really wore the crown. And the emperor bore that for 5 years. That is the symbol of the reality of the prophecy. And the prophecy of Orion Asa clearly says that is 5 years. Sahu, I should say. Asa, who was destroyed by his brother Set, and cut into 16 pieces, he resurrected in 5 years. Exactly 5 years. Exactly 5 years with the 5-point stars. Exactly 5 years. So the emperor, which already fit the description of Osiris, he went through the same thing, exactly 5 years, from the 5th of May, 1936 to the 5th of May, 1941, undisputable prophecies that has literally come into reality as it relates to Emperor Haile Selassie I. So that is the 5 bleeding wounds in reality, That's the cross that the king bear, that cross, the same way the movie show you the man carrying this heavy, heavy, heavy load, like Atlas carrying the whole universe. That is the emperor specifically during that time frame. And I would repeat, the cross of Christ shall come to Ethiopia, and it was manifested in the emperor. The emperor is a fulfillment of all these things. So the emperor sit before the ark. The emperor kissed the cross. The emperor kissed the Bible, is the fulfillment of all of these things. I mean, it's the King Emmanuel kiss. The emperor not gonna come again and be kissing the cross and kissing. There's times and dispensation for things, and it moves on. The dispensation moves on. So with understanding, with comprehension, with clear vision and understanding, then we celebrate Maskel, of course. We celebrate the feast of the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ. You know what I mean? We ain't dealing with no Empress Helena. We're dealing with the 27th day of September. Them is spiritual days. Again, we're dealing with the science of Asar. We're dealing with the science of Osiris or Orion. And we're dealing with the astronomical movements of the Southern Cross. So the day is well aligned. It's the 27th, man. Trust me. And as I said, it's aligned with the celebration of Lalibela as well,
which is the servant of the cross. That is why he is referred to as Gabriel Maskel, you know, and that is his name, the servant of the cross. And he built the church, the rock church, in the formation of the Maskel, and livicated it, as they call, dedicated it to Kedos Girogis, St. George, the same one that came and slew the dragon, which I do dare say, again, was fully manifested in the Emperor Haile Selassie I. Or give thanks as you see the Emperor kissing the cross there, and Abuna Basilis, also mighty Abuna from such time, even greeting the living I. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. So again, give thanks, family, for such celebration order. And again, I do must remind you that you can join us for sure every evening once more again on in the Tiger's Nest. This is the international radio Anu now, which is expressing this. This is every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday and Thursday evening. You join us live and direct, 7 p.m. sharp. You don't know what the dial number is. It's what's the FM dial? It's PrecisingInstitute.com on your internet. We're talking about the international highway, man, the international trap, the international web, the worldwide trap. It's a web, eh? So it's a trap. A web is a trap, eh? Yeah, man. The way you think a web is a house, a web is a trap. It's a net. It's into the net. A net is a trap. You know, so it's all traps. So just be careful as you surf the trap. But anyway, if you want to be somewhere safe in the trap, I'm telling you, join us here on the Tiger's Nest every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, every Sunday morning, we have a blast for 3 hours. Join us right here again, talking about Kidemi. This is your Sunday morning cup of tea, where we touch upon so many different things. Remember, of course, if you have a birthday celebration coming up, especially if you have a newborn, even if the newborn was born 2 months ago, 3 months ago, last year, 2 years ago, it's all right. Let us celebrate the life of the newborn. You following me? So you have a little one that just came into the earth. We express that every Sunday morning. We have what is known as life announcement. What did I say? Life announcement. In the same way that they have death announcements, where we push life announcement, and what we do, we keep it alive, and especially for the young ones that have just come in. It's also an Earth Day program, so if you're celebrating an Earth Day, however old you are, whether it's 9 or 91, for sure, just let us know and we'll be celebrating. And what's special about our live announcement is that we tell you exactly where the heavens is and what's going on, at least what was taking place when you were born. So where the stars, which stars were aligned with which planet, and the sun and everything. Raspure, you gotta send me the information once more. Yes, definitely give thanks. So all you have to do is email us. You know the email. Just go on the website. You know, all the links are in the description below. Just go on the website and definitely check out you'll find the email there, and you could email us concerning anything. All right, family, and remember, as I said, as it is Maskel, yet at the same time, we are continuing the special as it relates to the international homeschool classes once more, as I said at the beginning of the program. So I would encourage everyone, you know, to take such an opportunity. As you could see, it is something that would be highly beneficial. Also, let me just remind you, you could also definitely get a sample, you know, if you want to, you know, just take a quick look at one of the classes, get a better idea, and make sure your little one would be interested. And I have no problem with that at all. In fact, that sounds like a good idea. So just visit the website for sure, and visit Radio Anu, email PreistIsaacInstitute.com, just like that's the website. And just like the website, it's at gmail.com, and everything will be there for you. All right. it was a nice moment that we spent together. And again, I would see you this evening as it relates to the Tiger's Nest on radio and international flavor, the universal spice. Give thanks. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love.
Blessed love, my family. Tell me, are you satisfied with the level of African history, heritage, and culture provided to our children in this system that we live in? I didn't think so. Well, we here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge has the solution for this dilemma. We offer a 10-month international certified homeschool program that offers African heritage and history, as well as the intriguing science called astronomy. Our classes are sent out daily in the form of to-the-point and exciting videos prepared for the young ones in mind. You, the parent, will be astonished at the knowledge they retain, and both yourself and your young ones will feel great pride when receiving the well-deserved certificate. But hold on, there is more. This 10-month program usually goes for $50 a month or $300 for the full course. But for a limited time until the 27th day of September, which is Maskel, we will be offering the homeschool courses for only, listen to this, $30 per month, or, hear this my family, $200 for the full course. This is an investment that will definitely benefit yourself and your young ones. To sign up today, just email us at priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Now that is priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Priest Isaac Institute@gmail.com. Blessed love.